Wolf distribution in Italy from 1900 to 2020. So 1900 looks pretty good. I'm assuming this is still not normal levels, but not bad. 1973, they all gone. I don't know what happened to the wolves. 1999, they're coming back a little bit more. 2010, not that much progress, but a little bit near the Alps. And 2020, I'd be afraid if there was a full moon. How do we know some of these aren't werewolves? US elevation tiles. Now, I knew that this part of the US, super flat. I think we all know that. I knew that this part was pretty high up there. Colorado, the Rockies. But I think I kind of forget just like how crazy, like, what are these, the Appalachian Mountains? Like New England, it's kind of really hilly. Or at least this map type makes it seem that way. Highest grossing box office bold actors of Hollywood. I never knew I wanted to see this information so badly. Ben Kingsley, not bad, 5.5 billion. And we have Ving, Patrick Stewart, Jason Statham. Actually thought he'd be a little bit higher here. Tyrese, Bruce Willis. What? I actually thought Bruce, that was the one that I thought was gonna be number one. Stanley, Vin Diesel, Dwayne, I forgot about The Rock, but number one, Baba Booey. This has got to be held up by like the prequels, right? It's got to be where a lot of this money's coming from. Maybe I need to shave my head because that might apparently make you guys subscribe. I know you guys have already heard this like thousands of times, but you know, I don't even need to say it. I just have to show you this at this point. Every YouTuber talks about it. I think you know what you can do. Please, I have to feed my family. Bird migration, and this looks very detailed. Look at those lines. How'd they get this data? I love this name here, long-legged buzzard. That sounds like an insult. That thing doesn't even go that far. At least compared to these other things. Oh, I guess it is an insult. It looks like this sparrowhawk might do the most. It goes from Ethiopia to the Arabian Peninsula, all the way up north, way up to Turkey. I mean, I could be colorblind here, but I think it even stops by Egypt. I wonder why it chooses not to fly over the sea. Or maybe just the data doesn't like collect that information. 10 bands of latitude and longitude with equal population. Now, I think I've seen the vertical one, the longitude one. Everyone's in the Eastern Hemisphere, but the latitude one is a little bit more interesting, especially because just no one lives in the Southern Hemisphere. I mean, I knew that, but it's kind of drastic. It almost goes to the equator. Compared to the Northern Hemisphere, I mean, there's more land. There's a lot more land up here, but still, I guess maybe a lot of this isn't hospitable. A lot of it's Antarctica and Australia, just like a giant desert. Illustration of different pathfinding algorithms creating a Python and Pi game. How is this working? So this is the third algorithm. They start just going down. Oh, they're making different mazes each time. I like this one. It just kind of searches. It has like a couple different ways. This one is a lot slower. How the lockdown changed gaming habits, at least according to Steam, PC gaming. This is super shocking to me. So a lot of people anticipated, now I knew this. I saw this in my own channel. A lot of people were gaming in like the beginning of lockdowns, March and especially April. It was super high, but that got kind of old real quick. And in July, I mean, maybe people were doing stuff in July. Typically they do stuff during summer, but people kind of got bored of that. That was kind of the surprising thing. I actually thought, I knew that we would see like a drastic increase. But I thought it would stay up there. I didn't think it would dip almost to numbers where they were before. It was also interesting to just to see like everyone was just playing on the weekend before. Huge spikes at Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's always the big spike. There's actually usually a dip Friday night too, because people do stuff on Friday and it shoots up for Saturday and Sunday. But anyways, it's gradually coming back. We'll see what happens when finals come around. Y'all ain't gonna study for finals, right? I wouldn't. Oh, here's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Comparison of area of land versus area of sea across the globe. There is actually a little bit of land in the Southern Hemisphere, a pretty good amount. Yeah, most of it comes in the north though. You know what's weird though is this is not where all the population was. It was mainly here, but that's because most of this is like frozen tundra, right? Places named Victoria. Now, I was gonna make a joke about how all these places were once owned by the UK, the British Empire. What's surprising to me is like Mexico and South America. How did that happen? Why does Mexico love Victoria so much? Are they simping for Victoria? Look at the Philippines. Also owned by Spain, and then we stole that away. Kind of confused about that. So it must be a Spanish thing somewhat, because Spain had all of this. Obviously, there was nothing in Brazil, which is Portuguese. Nothing in Brazil named Victoria. Surprised to see some places in Eastern Europe named Victoria too. Norway wants to reference Victoria for like the good memories they had of invading and pillaging this island. Good times. A map I made of every image that came up first when I searched each country's name, not including flags, maps, or content unrelated to the country. Now, this would be a little bit more interesting if you used a VPN. I don't know if this person used a VPN, but a VPN, obviously your Google search results are going to depend on what part of the world you're coming from. Either way, we got some mega stuff, manga in the US. What is this, like a lake, Canadian lake? Cristo Redentor in Brazil. Is ice caps in Argentina. This also like usually is heavily, why is there a clown here in India? What the hell? Clown Nation, rise up. This is also gonna really depend on, yeah, like the time, like how recent things were going on. Those search results are almost entirely based off recent events. Not entirely though. I mean, there are some old a lot of them are buildings or like iconic structures. Obviously the Sydney Opera House or the pyramids, of course. Oh, that's great. That's nice, Google. Oh, not you too? Really? Just glad there's no Borat in Kazakhstan. That wouldn't be right. I see you, Best Korea. Representing the ultimate alpha. Yeah, it really does just come down to like iconic places each country has, but for some reason India, I've got so many questions. Most frequently used spices in Indian cuisine. I don't have a whole lot of Indian food, but I do try it occasionally. Cinnamon is actually really high up there. Oh, come on, no nutmeg? Really? Sesame seed. This is also pretty low on the list, so I guess that's why it's surprising, or like pomegranate seed. You wouldn't see this sort of stuff, that's why it's so low. I really am the last person that should be reading this. I don't know anything about cooking. Mustard seed? Oh, red chili powder. I love that stuff. Relationship between the Queen's Gambit and learn chess. I have no idea what the Queen's Gambit is, but obviously it's getting really popular. It almost passed chess. Just wait till Chess 2 comes out. Wait, what is this? This is a Netflix show about chess. I've never heard of this. Oh, it's also a open strategy in chess, I guess. But I see the show has made chess even more popular, but yeah, don't forget, chess had a little bump there back in April. I remember when everyone was playing chess back then. It was so nice to watch a Netflix show that was actually good again. Yeah, it's been a while since they've actually done that. Oldest building in each U.S. state. Am I even gonna know what these buildings are? Well, I do know Mission San Juan Capistrano. I was forced to go there for like a Spanish field trip. It was hell. Old Las Vegas Fort, Log House. Are a lot of them like Log Cabin, a trading post in North Dakota. A lot of Spanish buildings. That's pretty cool. Oh, the Alamo. Never forget. And randomly here in the four corners, we just have ancestral dwellings, Puebleon dwellings. It's actually surprising that's some of the only like native structures that are still around. Depressing. Character pairing with at least 500 occurrences in Harry Potter fan fictions. No, I actually thought this was gonna be from the book itself. It's fan fictions. It's gonna make this even better. Some of the most common occurrences is Draco and Harry. Surprisingly, Harry doesn't take over like the entire circle. There's a lot of shipping going on, I guess. Also, Snape and Harry. I should mention, not every fanfic is, you know, bad, but it's hard for me to get that into my head. People love Draco. He's like the most popular besides Harry. Wait, how is there no interactions between Sirius Black and Severus Snape? What are you guys doing? And you guys clearly don't give a crap about Dumbledore. Thesis progress of a notorious procrastinator over the years. Oh yeah, that's me. Thesis word count over the course of my PhD studies. Created thesis file. Okay, so that was the beginning. Somewhere along the lines of this 3-year time span. That looks like about 2.5 years maybe. That's when words actually started being built. You know what? I think I know exactly what he was doing all this time. Everyone knows the most work goes into the first word. Well, wait, so it says officially started writing though. What was this? Is this just randomly going up? Word count officially started writing. Oh, okay, so these are just rough drafts. And then bam. Okay, so it looks like he gave himself at least like a couple months to finish. That's not bad. It is your PhD though. Come on, bro. I dropped out of college. What am I talking about? This is one of the least populated and most remote territories of the world. Oh, is this off like Indonesia? I think this is actually in the Pacific. Oh, it's remote in terms of like just where it is. So it's got to be just randomly in the middle of the Pacific. I thought they meant like there were like actual like native people still hunting and gathering there. How many people actually live on this island? Population 67. Hey, that was 9 years ago. Might be 68 now. Very fascinating names you put on this island. I don't think I want to know. Apparently the entire island is also on Google Street View. That'd be a tough GeoGuessr game. Map of Spain made of typical foods of each region. I had no idea Galicia had like shrimp. That's like their main food region. Again, I am not the food guy. I shouldn't even be looking at this, but I like it. Moose distribution in Europe. Come on, Russia. You never use this to your advantage. You had all the mooses. You should have rode in on them. Maybe instead of having to make a comeback every second half of a battle, you can actually just start off good if you ride in with the mooses. Places named Santa Cruz. So this is interesting because we aren't really seeing a whole lot of influence from the British this time around, but a lot from France and even Italy. Italy didn't spread Santa Cruz too much, did they? Nothing in Northern Africa, I guess not. So Portugal, Spain, and France was the one that was like kind of spreading it around the world. Is there any unusual spots? I guess here in South Africa. Why did South Africa, a British colony, name something Santa Cruz? Canada makes sense because, you know, the French got there first. Alaska has something named Santa Cruz. That is unexpected. Did Russia do that? Eurasian beaver distribution. Yeah, it's not looking good. 1900. Oh, it is looking good. Wow. It's weird to see like these optimistic maps of like animals coming back. I'm not used to that. I automatically assume the worst. I think that's still safe to assume most of the time, but yeah. Every city in the world with over 100K population. 100K. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of places in California I know that have that. Look at India. Every city in India has pretty much that. Crazy to see like some of these places just with nothing. There is no 100K city in a desert. I mean, that's not surprising, but I mean, yeah, oh yeah, Arabian Peninsula. Okay, I forgot about that. Visibility in traffic. Black, you are invisible. If it's night, right? I'm assuming this is, yeah, okay, at night. I was gonna say, if you're wearing all black at night, you're invisible. You might as well have the invisibility cloak. If you're wearing all blue, you're 55 feet visible away. I guess that makes sense. It's already pretty dark. 79 feet wearing red, and it gets better at 10. Wait, why? There's such a drastic. I thought white would obviously be the best. That is really confusing, but I wonder if it has something to do with the color temperatures of like street lights. So Shrek costume are indeed safer than Sonic. True. Or maybe it just has something to do with like our eyes. It's easier to see neon green. Macaroon or macaron. Am I saying that right? Coconut based, made with shredded coconut, egg whites, and sugar. Easy to make, crunchy and chewy texture. And now macaroon. I like these taste good. I was waiting for it. Macron. Macron. Macaron. Wait, what? Macaroon. Macaron. I've never said it like that. There are actually legit names for all these types of pencil grips. Dang, I almost never hold a pencil anymore. I don't even know. There's the dynamic tripod. I've heard of a dynamic tripod before in other things, but I'm not allowed to talk about those videos here on the YouTube. I think I have the lateral quadrupod. 1, 2, yeah. Or wait, maybe the dynamic. This is hard. Yeah, the dynamic. Is this real evolution of the alphabet? This is how each one of our modern Latin scripts came to be. What went back the furthest? I mean, you can kind of make this with the A in Greek. Wait, look, W eventually evolves into S? What are we doing, world? I'm disappointed. This plus symbol ended up being T, but because the Greeks created Y and the Romans made V, and then we'd put U, V, W. This is very confusing, but also interesting. Also, I, between the Romans and modern Latin, made I and then J. That is understandable. How is this not B? There's just a lot of, I've got so many questions. How to identify military rank? Army, 2nd lieutenant, 1st lieutenant, captain. Why did they get this gold? 2nd lieutenant. Also, where's private? Privates don't have like a rank symbol? I thought they did. It's just a little thing, right? Boop, boop. I played enough games to know that. 5-star general. Dang, that looks pretty cool. Dude, just to be a 3-star general, a lieutenant general, that'd be cool. 3 stars. Why isn't it gold though? The Marines, you become a major. Hey, this ranking system's cool. How do I rank up? Let's get some XP going. A fleet admiral is like a 5-star fleet admiral. I am curious why every 4th rank is gold across the entire, this is the US military, right? It's always this symbol. Oh, it's actually similar throughout. All the symbols are similar, but they have different names to them sometimes. Why isn't there a 5-star Air Force guy or Coast Guard guy or Marine guy? I know I sound dumb. I'm just saying. I've got questions. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna end it now. And big thanks to the turkey patrons: Patrick C, Plebeian Tribune, Julius Cheeser, can't think of a name, FusionWolf, Manny74, RalseiTree, DOOCHBAGGINS, Mac, Ratsmacker 3000, AryanAfterHours, LuxembourgLover, Mayonnaise Incorporated, Pelovski, BallinLikeStalin, Elijah Senpai, and Steps of War. Thank you.